the summer of love.
Alright, what's up everybody, it's Rexbro here, and today I'm back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile, except this time we're back in the current format, back in the meta, back into this format. So, this is an Invoked Bujin deck, so even though we're back in the current meta, we're not going to be discussing the current meta, because of course, whereas yes, Invoked is pretty good, it's like a very well-known engine because of its dominancy in some of the tournaments, but dominance, I think it's just dominance, not dominancy. I'm dumb. But yeah, Bujins used to be really good, but now they're not, so I decided to combine them to see what would happen, and this is pretty much what I got. 3 Alistair the Invoker because it's good, it's like an honest for the invoked side of the engine, and then of course when it's normal summon you can search for your fusion card. Grinder Golem, it's for the Borrowload play, nothing really else about it. Bujin Haruko, this is sort of a tech choice for me. I only run the 1 copy because you're probably not going to be going into your Bujin fusions as much as you'd think with this deck. So, did I say Bujin fusions? I meant Bujin Xyz monsters, bro. I'm dumb. I'm dumb as fuck. Anyways, so what it does is you can banish it to basically overlay one of your Bujin Xyz on top of a pre-existing Bujin Xyz. So say your Tsukuyomi on top of your Susanoo, or vice versa. So it just works out really good, and the only thing I'd like better about it is if it was a quick effect, so that way if it was getting targeted by something you could just say fuck it. Anyways, we run 3 Bujin Yamato. It searches out a Bujin during your end phase, and then you have to discard a card. So it's really good because honestly discarding a card isn't that bad in this deck. It gives material for certain things. 2 Bujin Harume, can't be normal summon, has to be special summon first by banishing a Bujin monster in your graveyard. And then if this card is destroyed by your opponent's card, you can send 1 card from your side of the field to your graveyard. Oh no, my bad. Let me restart that. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, and both players have a hand, you can discard 1 card, then your opponent has to discard a card, and it's a once per turn thing. However, it's still really good, because like I said, discarding isn't a big problem with this deck, but for some other decks, like combo heavy decks, discarding a card might be the end of the world for you. Anyways, we run 2 of that. 3 Bujin Crane, it's nothing more than an honest for the Bujin engines. 3 Bujin Peacock, it's a card that I don't see a lot of players using, but basically what it does is it searches out a Bujin during your main phase 2 by ditching it to your graveyard, and then also its downside is that you can only, during the turn you activate this effect, you can only activate effects of Bujin cards. So it does make it a little bit tedious to play, but I played at 3 just because I think adding a card without having to wait to the end phase is just really good, considering that once you have the speed part done with, and now you're in for the marathon with the Bujin cards, because sort of the Invoker, the Grinder Golem, more like the Invoker sets up for the plays of this deck early on, and then you go with the Bujin, and then last, after the Bujin is done, Grinder Golem finishes it up with Borrowload Dragon. So it just works out really well, and that's sort of why we run it, because having to wait for your motto isn't always a guarantee with this deck, so I just really like it. 2 Bujin Hair, it's your protection for the deck. You run 2 of it. Whenever it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to protect a Bujin for the turn. 3 Ash Blossom, because it's Ash, you need to run hand traps to be even close to good at the game. 3 Magical Meltdown, it protects your fusions on summon, and it searches out Invoker, which is nice. 2 Terraforming, so you're running 5 Meltdown. You could up this up to 6 by discarding one of the other cards later on, but I just think it works well. At 2, Invocation, it's your fusion spell. Also, whenever it's in the graveyard, you can target 1 Invoker in your grave, add it back to your hand, and then shuffle this card into the deck. So it just works really nicely, because then it's just like a constant loop. Of course, we have Raigeki, because it's Raigeki. 3 Tenki, it searches out Yamato and Harume, and it gives Beast Warriors an extra 100 attack points. Tensu, it's a double summon for the deck. Plus Beast Warriors get 100 attack. Bujin Carnation, this is also more of a tech choice. I think a lot of decks run it, but not at 3. So basically, it's recovery for the deck because you can special summon a Bujin from your grave and your banish pile. They just can only be used for Bujin XCs. Or actually, no, it's not even that. It's just like Beast Warrior, Beast, or Winged Beast XCs monsters. But it's really good because then it gets you like that instant Susanoo. So as soon as your invokers fail, you can just go into the Bujin Susanoo and start off with the Bujin engine. So I just really like it for that. Onto our extra deck, we have Magellanica for Double Helix, Super Agent. Those are both really relevant in the meta. Plus Gem Knights can be a thing. So, you know, we're pretty good trio for Ash Blossoms. It also works on Metal Foes, which I mean isn't too relevant, but it can still be used because there are quite a few Metal Foes players still, since there's a new card coming out for them. We run 3 Mechaba because it's just like the best attribute of all of them, because Light is just so used in today's format with ABC Trickstar, plus your deck is Bujin, so it just works out that way. I thought about running the Dark one, but it's not that good, whereas you'd be able to get it out frequently and consistently, it just wouldn't be that good. 2 Susanoo. You can attack all monsters your opponent controls once, and then once per turn you can detach a card and then target or add a Bujin from your hand or send it to the graveyard from your deck, which is really nice. So that's why we run it at 2. Tsukuyomi, ditch your entire hand to add or to draw 2 cards. You have to have at least 1 card in hand to activate it. Also, whenever it leaves the field, you can target a level 4 Beast Warrior Bujin monsters in your graveyard up to the number of Xyz materials this card had, and then you can special summon those targets. So it's really good recovery for the deck. It's sort of like the last resort to the Bujins, the last hoorah, and it can really push for game. Tiger King, he searches out your fire formations Baguska. It's just really good. Probably the best rank 4 out there right now. 2 Link Spiders, Akashik, Proxy. These are all part of the Borreload Golem combo, so they're all just pieces to get out Borreload Dragon, which of course is a snatch steal for any deck. So anyways, that's it for the deck profile. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Remember that subscription is really important because I'm trying to get that 1,000 subscribers as quick as I can. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time, and as always, have a roaring good day.